Bit of a harsh way to end the season.
No, not really. You get what you deserve. So I thought first half we battled well. Always going to be difficult after Thursday. Got a patched up squad, but the 2 goals we conceded kind of sum us up. Really, they haven't really had to work too hard for them. Should clear the first one, and then the second one, Matey breaks through midfield, comes through 3 tackles. So I think that kind of sums us up this season, really, if I'm being honest.
Rude missed chances.
Uh, um, we had a few sort of half chances, didn't we? But I don't know. If I'm being brutally honest, I just think we need to draw a line under the season and start again, because we just need to be better. As simple as that. We've not scored enough. We've not conceded too many goals, but we just conceded goals at bad times, and I feel we've conceded quite weak goals when we've conceded goals personally. But yeah, we've just got to be better all round, really, to be quite honest.
Bit of a positive is getting into the final next week, though.
Yeah, of course, and the FA Cup's a positive as well, but so it's massively important that we try and win the Suffolk Cup. The FA Cup's a huge positive as well, but league season's just not good enough. Simple as that. It's nowhere near good enough. It's not acceptable, and it needs to be much better. As simple as that. I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat it in any way. It's nowhere near good enough. Yes, we've stayed up, but come on, we've beaten the team that have won the league. We've done the double over the team that have won the league. So that. Obviously, you've got to be consistent. I'm not saying that means we then win the league, but that demonstrates that we can be a much better team than we're showing. And I don't know where we finished 18th or wherever. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough. Simple as that.
For Friday, will it make it more spicy again being a local derby, you think?
Look, at the Suffolk Cup, there's always a little bit of spice on it. We'll have players back, so hopefully we'll be nearer to full strength. I don't think we'll be at full strength, but we'll be nearer to that. Obviously, Stowe have got Munno and Wilkes involved, so there's the connection there. Obviously, both been at Needham, so look, both teams will want to win this. Everyone wants to finish the season with trophies, so both teams will be in the same mindset. They'll both want to win, won't they? So yes, hopefully it'll be a good game.
Returning quickly to today's game, given the injuries and the quick turnaround of games, we haven't done too badly today.
No, it was always going to be hard when you're playing Tuesday. Obviously, was a tough game. Always was going to be a semi-final. The pitch made it even harder, and then obviously you got the quick turnover of Thursday. We've gone Thursday with bare bones. Obviously, a couple have come back today. Jake started, hasn't he? And Dan obviously made it here on time today, and then Fitzy was on the bench. But it was always going to be tough. But look, I just don't like losing football games, so I'm never going to turn around and say it's acceptable to lose 2-0. I thought first half we did well. Just thought second half we were doing okay as well, but the first goal, I said it at the start of the game, as soon as they got their first goal, or if they got a first goal today, that then becomes a challenge for us, because obviously the fatigue and everything else from Thursday is in the front of your mind. So then it becomes a very difficult game for the lads to manage. So obviously you're hoping that first goal doesn't come, and especially in the circumstances, it's just such a poor goal. And up until that point we've battled and done really well, especially considering Thursday. So that's the frustration for me. Look, I just don't like. I'm never ever going to accept losing football games. I don't like losing football games. I wouldn't be involved if I did.
It's one of those games that's, like we said, summarises our season in the sense that chances don't go for us, and then we concede goals at the other end.
That we've not scored enough goals. Simple as that. We've not scored anywhere near enough goals. What have we scored? 40. I don't know what it is. It's something like 44, 45. It's not enough. Played 42 league games, so we've not scored anywhere near enough goals. The teams up near the top of the league have scored 80, 90 plus, so we're well short in that area. And like I said, defensively we've done all right. We haven't conceded too many. Look, and you can't be too critical today defensively, because obviously you've got young Taylor playing at fullback, and players playing with injuries and etc. But in general, over the course of the season, we haven't conceded too many goals. We've just conceded, in my opinion, some sloppy goals and poor goals at the stage in the game when they've come. So we've got to be better next season. That's the aim. There'll be some changes. That's obvious. We need changes. And hopefully, we've already started the process of that, so hopefully we'll get the changes that we want and we'll be better next season. That's certainly the aim, and that's certainly the target for me. And look, if we're not better than this next season, I won't be here, because it's not acceptable. It's nowhere near good enough. What we've brought to the league campaign this season, it's not good enough, and it would never be acceptable in my opinion. So we need to be better. Simple as that.
We've spoken a bit about it, but how important is it that not only that we retain the Premier Cup, but we go out there and show our full potential in it?
Look, at the end of the day, the cup's all about winning it. So if it's a rubbish game and we win 1-0, I couldn't give two monkeys really. To be honest, the most important thing is that we win Friday. If you can win Friday and play well, then brilliant. But the key is that we win, and from our point of view, and we've made it very clear. And Kev's always honest, and I'll always be honest. The FA Cup was brilliant. It's an achievement I always wanted to do, get to the first round. If I'm being greedy, I'd like to get to the second round as well and even further. But so we've done that. That's a massive tick in the box. So we deserve credit for that. But the league's nowhere near good enough. And if we can retain the Suffolk Cup, then at least you come out of the season feeling that it hasn't been a complete waste of time. If we could win the Suffolk Cup 3 times on the bounce, that would be the 5th time we've won it in our history. So that would be a massive achievement, and obviously that's what we want. And you could then sort of say, okay, we can take something away from the season, but look, let's be honest, that the league's got to be better. Simple as that. Really is as simple as that.
The one pleasing thing though is in those cup games and beating Tamworth, like you said, home and away, that in big games we have stood up this season.
That's where the frustration comes from. Look, I've been involved at Brightonsea where we've really struggled through the season, and you've had to battle and you've had to do everything possible to win points and stay in the league. But we're better than that. I think as a team we're better than that. Clearly the league table shows that we're not. But in any one-off game, we've shown that we are better than that. Look, we beat National League sides. You don't do that by fluke. So, we've proven on our day that we are a good side. But our day hasn't been often enough. And ultimately, to do well in the league, you need to be consistent. And I think that's where my frustration balls from. I think, as a group of lads, they're great. Kev always says that they're a really good group of lads. We've got good youngsters coming through. But I just feel we've just let ourselves down. Just the consistency, and where that comes from, I don't know. If I had the answer, we'd have resolved it way before now, other than the glaringly obvious, which is we haven't scored enough goals. Like I said, we'll try and correct that in the summer, and that'll be the main thing that we try and correct. But there's no magic wand. Do you know what I mean? And that is where my frustration comes from, because I think if you look at the games, again, you look at today's game, but you look at any game you want in this season, we're always in the game. Because we retain the ball, we keep possession well, we move the ball well. Between the boxes, we're fine. But then when we get in both boxes, we just don't do enough, either whether that's defensively or attacking, and that has cost us, and that's been our Achilles heel. And like I said, the table doesn't lie. You finish where you deserve to finish, so we can't hide behind that. But yeah, that's where my frustration lies, because in my opinion, we are much better than where we've finished in the league. But you have to take it. We have to take it on the chin, and like I said, aim to be better next season, which I really believe we will be.
One positive though is that we've retained, from what I know, at least the majority of the squad.
Yeah. We'll keep with the core will stay. The core's already done, so we've spoken to pretty much everyone. There's a couple still to be done, but the core will stay. And I think if you've come and watched us this season, you probably work out who that core is. So they'll stay, and that's kind of a bit of a frustration as well, because I think if you look at the team, probably as a back four, if you looked at the back four, the goalkeeper, your midfield of like a Dylan Patch before his injury, and you looked at players like that, they've had reasonably good seasons, but just going forward, we just haven't done enough, like I've already touched on. So, but the core of the squad's already done, so that's good. That's a massive positive, because it now allows us to focus all our attention on getting the players in that we need to improve us. And like I said, that's already started. I'm always busy with stuff like that. I know who's about, but again, that doesn't mean we'll get them. It's money talks sometimes. So we've identified 7-8 players. We don't need 7 or 8, but we've identified 7 or 8, and hopefully we'll get the 4, maybe 5 that we need, and those 4 or 5 will really improve us and put the finishing touches on what I believe is a team that's not that far away. But like I said, you've also got to be realistic. We've got to score more goals. We've got to add goals to the team. It's as simple as that. And I think if we can do that, we've shown, as you've said already, on our day we can compete with anyone. But to get that consistency, we've got to clearly score more goals and have more threat. And off the back of that then means we defend slightly less. And we've already shown defensively that we're not too bad. And we've got a lot of experience in that defence as well. So yeah, look, hopefully That'll happen. What I would say is the last 2 games. What's been a massive positive is people like Ollie Fraser and Flynn Crosswaite. I think they've come in and really handled themselves really well. They've shown promise, and I think someone like Taylor Clark deserves a special mention as well, because look, I think Taylor's got a lot of ability, and with I think wherever we played him, we played in both full-back positions. We played in wing-back in those 2 games, and what he shows all the time is that, one, he's a good footballer, a good football player, and 2, you know, he's prepared to do whatever it takes to be on that pitch. So, you know, he deserves massive credit for that, and he's definitely going to be a big part of our future next season. So, yeah, fair play to them 3 lads.
Yeah, you speak about them 3. Fraser, who's came in recently, smashing it. Flynn, who's only played 2 games for the first team the last 2 days, and you wouldn't have known it.
No, like I said, Ollie's come in and showed that he's got threat. You know, obviously he's done well with England schoolboys as well, so clearly the lad's got ability. And what's pleased me about Flynn is, you know, the last 2 games are tough games to come into. You know, you threadbare squad wise, and he's come in, he's still got on the ball. He's shown that he doesn't mind a tackle, and he hasn't looked out of place. And nor's Ollie. But you know, we know we've got some good young players. You can add Hugh Cullum and Seth Chambers to that as well. So, you know, we just, like I said, we just need to add more quality in that final third, and you know, I hope we do that. Obviously, we've got targets that we want to get done. I believe we will get that done. We may not get everyone that we want, but you know, that's the aim. And hopefully, if we do that, and you know, next season we'll be better. But we've got to be. Look, you probably tell by this interview, I'm massively frustrated. I don't like losing, and this season I'm really frustrated. We've lost far too many games. It's not been good enough in the league, and like I said, part of my frustration is I know we're better than that. I really do, but you know, we also have to accept and take it on the chin of where we've finished. And like I said, you finish where you deserve to finish. So I'm not going to hide away from that. You know, we have to take it. That does annoy me massively, but like I said, that also drives me to be better next season, which I believe we will be.
Cheers, Tom.
Thanks, mate.
For that.